morning, good afternoon, and good evening. You're watching Pam Entertainment TV. I'm your host, Pamela, where we watch movies, television shows, and incidents in pop culture to see how that affects our daily lives. Today, because Our Kind of People will not come out until November, the mid-season review will come out in November. Excuse me. We're going to be reviewing the 5th and final season of Insecure. So I'm going to pick that up. And when Our Kind of People comes back in November, I will be reviewing it along with Insecure, along with Queen. A little sluggish today, a little bit of pain, but we're going to get through this hopefully. Today we are going to review Insecure Season 5, Episode 1. This is the 5th and final season of Insecure. Just a little backstory. I have been watching Insecure since its inception. I have thoroughly enjoyed all the seasons. I do understand that during the pandemic, they did not film. So season 5 would have happened last year, which would have been 2020. But they started production in the middle of 2020 in through 2021, and they decided that they were going to do October. I do believe Issa Rae has said a couple of years ago that 5 seasons was going to be enough. I think for the characters, Molly, Issa, Kelly, what is Amanda Seales' character's name? It escapes me at this point. But I do think at this point, it is good because we were able to see from season 1 to season 4, we were able to see this group that started off as friends in Stanford and then matriculate into adulthood, and now matriculate into adulthood as far as in their 20s, now matriculate into adulthood into their 30s. We've got relationships that are being questioned between Issa and Molly. We were able to see relationships being questioned between Kelly and Amanda Seales' character. We also saw Amanda Seales' character have to go through things like postpartum and things like that, and questioning whether or not that she was ready for motherhood and things of that nature. So we were able to see that. We were able to see Molly go from being a very accomplished in her professional life, but not so much accomplished in her personal life, and her feeling like she is a failure because those two things are not matching, and how she has matriculated through there. We see her going from relationship, having these ideas about how she is supposed to be in relation as to being a woman in the modern times, and how she is being compared to being a woman from traditional times, and trying to juxtapose that. There was we remember when I think it was last season or the last half of season 3, where she had to come to grips with the fact that her father had cheated on her mom, and her mom forgave him and took him back. Just trying to go through here as a modern woman, understanding that she is smart, she is intelligent, has the ability to be self-sufficient, and how she can interact with somebody. We saw her with the relationship with the Asian American man, and how that worked out, and how he tried very hard to be in that relationship with her, but she was still harboring some weird identity issues and personal issues. And so we see how that is now, how we're going to, and then they end up breaking up. They were a good relationship, but they were working too hard for it to be a good relationship. And so we see how she has matriculated. So we see Issa, who is the main character. We see her with why is his name escaping? Lawrence Hive. Lawrence. We see her with Lawrence. We see them that they have been together since Stanford. And we also see them go through, because basically, honestly, they're a married couple, but they were not married. They were doing everything like a married couple, but they were not married. They were living together. They were going through things, so their relationship got into a rut. Lawrence had gotten into a rut because he had these ideas about starting his own business and starting all those things, and it overwhelmed him to the point where he didn't have a job. And Issa had a job, but she's in a job that she is not really connecting with. She knows she wants to connect with the people. She knows she wants to do that. But her and kids, I don't think that was the great connection for her. She's in the job working. Lawrence is at home sulking, and he's on benefits. And it got to a point where Issa felt like she was in a rut. And she made the mistake, instead of communicating that with Lawrence, she was like being a little flippant, but communication is so much key. She didn't communicate this with Lawrence. Her old boo thing, Daniel, came back into her life. She ended up having an affair with Daniel, and her relationship with Lawrence imploded. She really gave the impression that she wanted to be with Lawrence, but made a poor decision. And instead of I believe that she should have just broken up with Lawrence, she decided that she was going to have this affair with Daniel. It didn't work out. You remember that she was on Daniel's couch for a long time because she couldn't afford to stay in the apartment that her and Lawrence had occupied, only because the apartment complex, which has plagued Los Angeles, you know, you have apartments and you're probably paying $1,500 a month to $2,000 a month in rent. What happens that the apartment complex decided to be a condominium, so therefore they're asking you to purchase the condominium. So where you would have paid $1,500 to $22,000, you're now asked to pay $3,500 a month in a mortgage for this condominium. That was like gentrification and all kinds of things, because the apartment didn't change. We didn't get upgrades as far as hardwood floors, a great paint job, or anything like that. They just wanted you to buy the apartment so that the apartment complex can make some money. So you had a situation where literally Issa was homeless. Issa was homeless. And then she saw that she was a good event planner, organizer, and things like that. She started doing the block parties, and she worked very hard to get into that, to do that block party for her neighborhood, because she had a social consciousness, but she didn't know how to do that and then be able to monetize. And I think that's important. People be like, oh, well, you're supposed to do it and do it for, you know, do it for the love of doing it. But, you know, if that's what you're doing, being able to monetize that situation is an important thing. And we shouldn't discount that. We also see Issa hooking up with Condola. Condola believed in what Issa was doing. They were working together. But we find out that Condola and Lawrence are dating. Interesting. And we saw in season 4 a dynamic of Issa working with Condola, knowing that Condola is with Lawrence, knowing that she still had feelings for Lawrence, knowing that Lawrence still had feelings for her, and all of that mumbo jumbo, which ended up that Condola got pregnant by Lawrence. Also in season 4, we saw let's go back through season 1 through season 4. We see the relationship between Kelly and Why can't I think of Amanda Seales' character's name? We see their relationship, going from Kelly going through a growth. Her being, and I'm just going to say it, her being the fat friend that everybody gravitates to for the fun and everything like that. And Kelly realizing that, there's so much more to her than that. Wanting a solid relationship, not being able to have a solid relationship. Always seemingly to be the butt of all the jokes. But probably the most emotionally intelligent. Probably the most stable of all the friends. We see her go through that, and we see her, Amanda Seales' character. I have to find out what her name is. It just escapes me. I don't have my phone near me. It just escapes me that, Amanda Seales' character, again, being the desired friend and having really just having it mapped out in her head about how her life is supposed to go. She's going to marry the it guy. She is the it girl. They're going to have the it careers. Everything is going to be fine. And then they end up getting pregnant. She's, she thought it was a little too soon. They both thought it was a little too soon that she got pregnant. But she's pregnant. She's doing everything and being that it person in her pregnancy to the point where she alienated her friends of Issa, Molly, and Kelly to gravitate to women who she believed was going to make her the it girl as far as being pregnancy. Come to find out that when she had the baby, she suffered from postpartum depression, and she wasn't ready for that. She wasn't ready for that. I don't think anybody is ready for that. I'm just saying, for her being such a planner and such a visionary in her head about how her life was supposed to go, postpartum depression hit her in a way that she wasn't prepared for. And because she was so interested in the perceptions of everything, she didn't let people in. Kelly figured out that there was some problems. Her husband figured out there was some issues, but she didn't really figure out that there was some issues until it just kind of blew up and she kind of left the scene and nobody knew where Amanda Seales' character was for a day or so, and they went searching for her. So that is basically, let's keep moving because it's not through. We get Issa and Molly. We get Issa working on her career and working on that block party. She's worked very hard. She's asking Molly to help her out with that situation because Molly is dating a man that has connections in the music industry. Molly feels like Issa is a user at that point, and Molly is very invested in making sure that this relationship works out more than the other relationships that she's had. And it comes to a head. Issa asks Molly directly to ask her boyfriend to help her with the talent for her block party. At first, Molly was going to do it, but then she felt like Issa was being taking advantage of her relationship, and she didn't ask her boyfriend at the time. I can't think of his name. And it came to a head, and Issa found a way. Issa was dating Molly's boyfriend's roommate, and that was Nathan, I think his name is. And you remember Nathan ghosted Issa. They were dating, and then Nathan ghosted Issa, and we find out that Nathan has an issue with bipolar, mental health issues. However, him and Issa kind of patched it out. He ended up asking Molly's boyfriend to help Issa out. He did it without hesitation. However, when Molly, so the block party commences, and Molly is pretty good with what's going on at the block party until she finds out that her boyfriend has assisted Issa in getting entertainment, and she got mad at Issa because she felt like Issa went behind her back. They were about to do, it was about to be a rumble in the jungle at the block party between Issa and Molly, and so their relationship fractured. And then they decided to try to patch their relationship up. So now we get into season 5, episode 1 of Insecure, which is the series finale series. So we've got season 5, episode 1, and it's entitled Reunited. Okay, so we're getting ready to watch that. If, as I've asked before, please like, comment, and subscribe. I am very excited and very happy of the 14 subscribers that I have. I'm on a quest to 100. So if you like it, just please share if you care. And we will get on with a watch-along review of Insecure. Season 5, Episode 1, Reunited. Okay? Here we go. Alright, we start the episode off with the ladies traveling to Stanford. They are going for their 10th anniversary from graduating from Stanford. They all are in the car together, going to, well, we have Amanda Seales' character, Kelly and Amanda Seales' character's husband on their way to Stanford. They're driving. They're talking about Issa and Molly's drama. Wow, these shots of San Francisco are beautiful. Of Stanford are beautiful. Look at that. I'm surprised that Stanford let them record. Issa's in her Stanford t-shirt and her jeans. And I guess she's getting ready to get to the registration desk. And she runs into Tiffany. That's her name, Tiffany. Amanda Seales' character is named Tiffany. So she runs into Tiffany, Molly, Kelly, and Tiffany's husband. And her and Molly are a little awkward or whatever. They're trying very hard, but they're awkward. Tiffany and her husband have actually kind of worked that out from last season with her postpartum depression. And they seem to be in a great place. Issa appears to be... Oh, okay. Issa's a panelist. And she got flued out. That's why she was looking for the wrong Uber driver. Issa done got flued out. And she's been talking, and she's talking about, and she's established a organization from her doing the block party called Block. And they're quizzing her about the name of her organization. And that crazy woman don't even know the name of her organization. She says she ain't figured it all out yet. Okay, so they've all registered for alumni. And apparently Kelly had a difficult time registering for her alumni class. I did forget that Molly was in counseling at the end of last season. So she is, oh Lord. They run up on a classmate that done brought up all about 4 or 5 of her kids. I'll be dog. Derek. Derek is Tiffany's husband's name. Oh Lord, they done killed Kelly off. They got Kelly in memorandum. How did they figure out Kelly was dead? Who said Kelly was dead? Who did that? That's why she couldn't get a name tag, because these folks done thought she was dead around here. Oh, that's sad. Who would have put Kelly as being dead? It's interesting seeing black kids at PWIs. I went to a PWI, and how you gravitated to all the black folks that was in there, but not necessarily knowing that all black folks ain't kin, all skin folks ain't kin folks, and everybody doesn't think the same that everybody does. Oh my gosh. So Molly is interested in Kelly, about how Kelly and Tiffany rehashed their issues of having a little strained relationship. And Tiff is doing her best to kind of counsel her and tell her, don't force it. Just keep there being for her and let it flow naturally. Understand who Issa is, and you be there for her in the times that you be there for. And that's kind of powerful, because as friends, and particularly if you've been friends for a very long time, sometimes your personality comes out, and if you have a good friend, your friend kind of understands where your personality is and lets you be who you are and not really try to change you. But also, you have to cycle through what's going on with you. So I think Kelly has given some great advice. And so here we've got them walking across the campus, kind of reminiscing on things. And Derek is talking about how he carved him and Tiffany's name into a tree, but he can't find the daggone tree. I'm loving the music. Blow the whistle. Come on now, Too Short. I'm telling you, it is very good to not know the musicians that you like, because their personal lives will be all kinds of crazy. Who is this up here playing the flute? And I mean, they are really blowing the whistle. Kelly looks good. What is that? Is that Gucci? Go ahead, Kelly. Look at Tiffany in her pink and green. I forget that Tiffany and Molly are AKAs, so they are wearing their colors. And look at Kelly. That Gucci outfit is nice on her. Look at her. Wait a minute, Kelly. You can get that leg up. Pick it up. Pick it up. Pick it up. Ow! Go ahead, Kelly. Go ahead, Kelly. Oh my gosh. I like this to see all the black folks on campus. Oh, they talking about the Omegas and the Alphas and all of that. Oh, they are really clowning the Omegas. They need to stop. What? Uh-oh. So Amari, whoever he is trying to hit up on her. Talking about he's divorced and he's trying to hit up on Kelly. Molly. This is going to be interesting because Molly has always been interested in guys that just want to have sex with her. And he seems like a guy that just wants to have sex with her. I want to see how she's working this out. And I mean, he's pouring it on thick. He is really pouring it on thick. He's not even talking about. Look at Kelly. Oh, they done got Kelly up here dead as a doorknob on the memorandum board. And that old picture of Kelly is cute. This one goes to Kelly Prinny. The stanky leg. Oh, that has got to be sad. But if you've gone to a PWI, if you know, you know. That they don't care much about you as long as you're getting that federal assistance, that aid, or that money to them. And so that means that she was in their band, and that was a mostly white band, and they have just ignored and thought she was dead. Who said that she was dead? And how come they didn't have information to say that she was dead? They go, Issa and Mirabai. Who is this? This must be her old. Oh my goodness, when Issa went to college, she had braces. Baby. Quiet as it kept, as loud as it seemed. Them braces didn't do too much. Issa, I'm going to need you to wear your retainers. And one thing about Issa, in real life, she has got gorgeous skin. Whatever her skin products that she uses, it is gorgeous. And they make her makeup. She has a great makeup, no makeup look. It is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I really do appreciate the fact that this show highlights, and I know she did, and I watched some of the things that Issa Rae did with Awkward Black Girls, but I do enjoy how it highlights that all black women are not, I am strong, I can do anything, I can do all this other stuff. It does. I love the fact that it highlights that there are some things that we are just a little ambivalent about or unsure about, and highlighting that, so that that stereotype of we're strong black women, we don't need nobody, that is That is false. We are interdependent women, meaning that yes, we are self-sufficient, but we do like things like companionship and friendship and being and just being able to be comfortable in our vulnerability, and being comfortable in the fact that we don't know how things are going to turn out, and being comfortable we don't have to be the person that is always there for everybody else. And when no one is there for us, we can, and to be comfortable in the fact that we don't have to be like, oh, if I don't help myself, there's nobody going to help me. That's not the truth. You do have help. But I think that trope has really harmed us as black women. And it's also kind of made it seem like just because we are interdependent, and that's like I like to call myself interdependent. I'm not married. I don't have any children. But I am interdependent, and I'm self-sufficient. I can do mostly things by myself, but I understand and know how to get resources to help me with the other things. And I don't have a feeling of, oh my gosh, I'm so weak because I didn't do it all myself. Absolutely not. And that could have been because, I spent a good amount of time being a social worker. So I'm understanding and knowing about relationships and things like that. But it is nice to see a show that kind of talks about that in the view of a dramedy. I'm enjoying that. We see Issa on a panel, and if anywhere, that is where it's really picked up what I was talking about. You have everybody else being very sure about where they are and what they've done and blah 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 blah, but being sure about what they've done and blah 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 blah, but Issa not being sure, and that not being, you not being sure, and you being a new entrepreneur, how that's not being celebrated. And what I mean by celebrated is meaning that it's okay to not be able to see the future 16 years in advance. So again, we see Issa being unsure about her being a professional. That's a nice suit Issa has on. We see her coming out of the venue hall, being on thing, but her girls got her. So I'm like, yeah, you did pretty good, So let's see what's going on with the girls. So Kelly is going to go to the band room. The band reunion. Looks like Tiffany is gonna go with the AKA. She's been rocking them AKA letters, rocking that AKA paraphernalia hard, honey. So I'm surprised Molly didn't go since she's an AKA. So her and Issa got away to go talk, and look at them. Lord, they done stole these folks' beers. They done stole these beers, laughing and talking. Molly has a cute outfit on. Of course, she rocks all the designer stuff because she is that girl. And apparently, Amari is the guy who was trying to talk to her in the other fellowship hall. Apparently, he's divorced, and he's just trying to hit it. He's trying to hit it. Molly, don't be fooled, Molly. You in danger, girl. Do not be fooling around with that man. Let your therapy work for you. Because he's just trying to hit it, baby. He don't care nothing about you. He just knew you in college and knew you was that girl. And that's what he wants. He's in college. He's trying to sow his oats. His marriage didn't work out, so he's trying to sow his oats with you, boo. Do not fool with him. Oh, she's really lamenting over that relationship with Andrew. She really loved him. And it didn't work out because they were working too hard for it to work. Issa's not saying too much about Lawrence and what's going on with Lawrence, because at the end of season 4, her and Lawrence were up in the air because Condola had gotten pregnant. So Issa is talking about starting this new, talking with Molly. They're both kind of discussing what their about how their lives have turned out, them being in their 30s. Issa talking about a new company, but still having to do 2 jobs, being the property manager at her apartment complex and driving Lyft and doing the work that she needs to do to put this company on. So they're kind of lamenting about the struggles. You know, Molly is an attorney, so, and they're still struggling. They're still struggling. You know, having... Okay, so the girl that was doing all that dancing that they knew back in the day, that they were in a rap group together named Cheyenne, she's inviting them to go to Oakland to go to a club. So Tiffany is driving, and they're back there, they're having a good time, singing and just having a good old time. Kelly don't look too happy, and I don't blame her, because everybody thinking that she's dead. I mean, they're having a good old time. What do you think about Tiffany? She's just cool. She's that girl that knows her limits. Because I wanted to talk about that. Because this was really bothering me about Kelly. Because Kelly is talking about how nobody is remembering her. You know, they talk about her being allergic to kale. And she's like, well, do y'all remember when I had to help everybody with their Mandarin? Because apparently they were taking Mandarin as a second or maybe a third language. And I'm just feeling Kelly on this, you know, being that girl, you know, she's not that, what society says that it girl is supposed to be. You know, she's a little bit heavier set. She is a black girl. And even amongst her friends, she is like the odd one out. And and she's feeling a little bothered by that, and I'm a little upset that no one is actually seeing how bothered she is about that, and not talking to her about that. I'm hoping that Tiffany is aware of this, but bless her heart. And everybody just seems to be a joke. Yeah, she's a little upset, and now they see that she's upset. Okay, so Cheyenne makes a point to want to go to the liquor store because the folks be watering down their drinks. I remember being in college and going to college having what is going on here? What is going on? They're getting robbed at the liquor store. Oh gosh, and Cheyenne is just up here just screaming. Wait a minute! Wait a minute! Wait a minute! Brian! Oh, that bitch was in on it the whole time. Wait a minute. Wait a damn minute. She was in on the robbery the whole time. It ain't nothing personal. Lord, they done took Molly designer shoes, her designer watch. That's a damn shame. Baby, if this don't remind me of a child that I went to college with, my Jesus. Oh, Lord, I got to sit different in this chair. My back hurt. If this does not remind me of a child, I ain't going to call a name, but baby, she was from Florida, and I was an RA, and that heifer somehow stole my keys and started stealing stuff out of the people's rooms in the dorm. Oh, I forgot Kelly and Tiffany didn't go out into the get the liquor. They like, where the liquor? Oh, Kelly and Tiffany don't believe they got robbed. Why are they laughing? They just got robbed. They ain't gonna call the police. Oh, they said a bitch said they are getting a good kiki about being robbed. Brian and Cheyenne done robbed them folks, and they in there cackling. And Issa talking about why she didn't take my shoes. They're talking about, you know why? Because them damn shoes cheap as hell. And there go Derek lying about his tree. He don't know where that tree at. There go that darn Amari looking for Molly again. Everybody keep pressing Derek about that tree. He talking about outside in the dirt. Yeah, they're getting ready to leave. So Molly and Issa goes one way, and Kelly, Tiffany, and Derek go another way. Because remember, Kelly, Tiffany, and Derek drove up there. So Issa's having to tell Molly, just because that man is interested in her, doesn't mean that he's the man that for her. He just wants to have sex, Molly. That's all he wants. So it looks like their relationship is starting to move upward. They're gonna try. So Kelly's doing her podcast. Ooh, look at Issa done got over there and hugged up on Lawrence. I'm glad she's much more comfortable in her motherhood. There's Molly. Isn't that Tupac? Isn't her dog named Tupac? I'm interested because Kelly is going through an introspective portion in her life, and I'm interested to see what's going to happen with Kelly. They're not saying too much. That's Issa and Lawrence. Lawrence picked her up from the airport. Just this awkward small talk about the moon and all that other stuff. And I'm surprised. I wonder why Lawrence didn't go to the Stanford reunion. That's interesting because they all met in Stanford. Lawrence should have been the one person that should have gone, but he didn't go. I guess because maybe has Condola had the baby yet? So he's pulled up to their apartment complex, and like I said, they haven't been saying too much. Look at Lawrence want to get that little thing back. What's wrong, Issa? Nobody talking. What's going on? Issa don't want to be bothered with him. You know, with him and all his drama and his Condola baggage. And I don't mean no harm when I say baggage. I don't mean no harm when I say that. But he has a whole family now that he has to be involved with. And basically Issa is the side piece, and she don't want to be that. And that is the end of the episode. Season 5, episode 1, Reunited. Okay. It was a good first start in episode, you know, just to kind of reintroduce us to all the characters, basically. Because the pandemic has delayed production for so long. So this was a good episode to reintroduce us to the characters that are in the show. Interesting first episode. With Molly being interested, you know, I'm proud of Molly for not going and having sex with Omari. I'm very proud with her. Her counselor is doing a great job. For her understanding that if she wants something different, she has to act different. I am proud of Issa in the fact that she is moving into her destiny as far as with her job. She's just at that awkward point. She's going to get past that. So I'm very proud of her. I am glad that Tiffany and Derek are in a better place than they were from last season. That postpartum has, I guess she is working through that postpartum. And they are working through their relationship. I am glad for that. Kelly is interesting because, you know, she's doing some introspective in regards to who she is and how she is being seen through the world. Because that was, I'm sorry, but that was very disrespectful for them to do a memorandum of her and she's not dead. And they took her money to be able to register, knowing that they had already put through there that she was dead. Now, I did see where Issa had said some words and stuff like that for her in the memorandum, but I am very, very curious at who thought that Kelly was dead. And that has to be god-awful for people to think that you're dead and then you're not dead, and you're needing to be able to vent about that. And everybody has their own issues. There's nobody talking to Kelly about that. I'm glad she has a podcast, but I need for her friends to step up a little bit more for her. So that's my watch along review for Insecure. If you like what you've seen, please comment. Please give me a thumbs up. Please share if you care, and we will see you for episode 2. Bye-bye.